America close up tonight, private practice, public responsibility. Bill Clinton comes to office promising a higher standard, and the keepers of the Clinton promise are the men and women that he appoints to the positions of highest trust. So they receive the closest examination. Tonight, the cautionary tale of Harold Ickes of New York.
Harold Ickes is a top transition aide expected to be named #2 man in the White House, Deputy Chief of Staff. He has plenty of support at the top.
I'm proud to say has worked with me from the beginning of this campaign, is an important part of our transition, and has been my friend for more than 20 years.
Ickes was instrumental in Clinton's New York primary victory last April and managed his successful convention at Madison Square Garden. A big-time New York labor lawyer, Ickes has represented the teachers and the hospital workers, honest unions. But for 9 years, he was the labor lawyer for Local 100 of the hotel and restaurant workers. According to a government complaint filed against the union last fall and being circulated by those opposed to Ickes' appointment, since its inception, Local 100 has been infiltrated by corrupt individuals and organized crime figures. Figures like former local president Anthony Chick Amadeo, who was pressured by the government to quit the union last fall, and former union official John Jackie DeRoss, convicted of racketeering after the government busted the Colombo family in 1984. DeRoss is still serving time. In 1985, Ickes was at Amadeo's side when Amadeo told the government he knew the late Paul Castellano, known then as the boss of bosses, for 40 years. But Amadeo could not recall if he ever discussed union business with Castellano. But in the celebrated trial of the Colombo family a year later, the government played an FBI wiretap that captured union leaders Amadeo and DeRoss at Castellano's house, divvying up union territory between the Colombo and Gambino families. All this was splashed all over the New York media. But in a statement to NBC News today, Ickes said, "During my representation of Local 100 and its members, I saw no evidence of illegal activity whatsoever." One of his critics says that's difficult to believe.
It seems to me to be inconceivable that Mr. Ickes would have been unaware of the evidence that this was a corrupt union and apparently involved with organized crime.
The head of the National Labor Relations Board for New York City disputes that and praises Ickes.
He has the highest respect for everybody in this office. He works extremely well with the attorneys and investigators, and to my knowledge, the employers with whom he's dealt also highly respect him.
And Clinton officials defended him.
He has always practiced law with the highest standards of ethics, with the highest integrity, and he has the confidence of President-elect Clinton.
Legal experts also say Ickes did nothing wrong.
Everybody is entitled to a proper defense or proper representation. It's the lawyer's job to bring that about.
While Ickes was doing his job as a lawyer, this administration has been advertising itself as above reproach. And this does raise questions about the judgment of one of its key players. Andrea Mitchell, NBC News, Little Rock.